Start in a comfy seat. Nice to see you guys. We'll have a blanket and a ball handy for this morning. We'll just settle in. Nice little vertical spinal alignment. Easy, fluid cycles of breath. Think about tuning the position of your seat so that your spine is the most integrated it can be. There's this young boy. He has a little flashlight and a book pulled up underneath the covers. And he's, like a lot of young kids back in the day when flashlights and books were still the tool of reading. He's reading deep into the night, but he's not reading this particular text of joy or enthusiasm. Think about softening at the shoulder girdle. He's reading this book because it's assigned homework. And he's strongly detesting each word. Next time that you exhale, let the chin fall down to the sternum. As the chin falls, think about that softness across the shoulder girdle staying with you. Draw the breath up into the top of the collarbone. And then take your visual focus towards your chin, like you're trying to look at your chin. As the eyes move in the direction or towards the chin, notice if there's engagement in the posterior chain. Did the eye movement create tension across the shoulders or in the neck or into that subscapular area? And then bring your eyes back to a neutral field of vision. And then we'll bring our head back to a neutral field of vision. Oh. As you exhale, let's take our chin up towards the ceiling. So it's at a breath out. We'll hold here. And then we're going to take our field of vision to the forehead, like you're trying to look through the center of your forehead. Stay relaxed at the shoulders, stay relaxed in the neck as much as is possible. Stay aligned and integrated in the torso, spinal column. And then relax your field of vision. Bring the head back to neutral. And just exhale out and let all of the residual tension just release. Let's take the arms and extend them out towards the front of your room, shoulder height. And then as the fingertips reach out, think about retracting the shoulders back. And then exhale and let the chin fall. This time, as the chin falls, think about taking your field of vision to the center of your forehead. So the eyes are going to extend up. And then relax your field of vision. Relax your arms. Relax your head. Take the arms behind you, and if you can interlace the hands, great. If not, just on the glutes or on the sacrum is perfect. And then we'll exhale and lift the chin. So it's an exhale, kind of a reverse of how we would traditionally move. Once you get the chin lifted, we're going to take our field of vision from kind of neutral towards the chin, like you're trying to look down at your chin without changing the positioning of your head. We'll relax the field of vision. We'll relax the arms. We'll relax the head. Just take another 30 seconds here, just to kind of recenter with this new space, this new kind of cerebral awareness. When it feels appropriate for you, you can let the eyes open if they're closed. Let's transition our way to hands and knees tabletop. We're going to be in tabletop and child's pose for a little bit of time. So if you want to soften that connection that your knees make with the mat or floor, feel free to use that blanket or towel underneath the knees. And then let's just set our traditional tabletop alignment, like we're really working to build that foundational structure. Think about getting the arch out of the spine and the spine into neutral, that active awareness in the hands. Keep all of that integrity and exhale back into child's pose. And really just work on softening into your child's pose. Like the whole goal is just becoming as eased as possible in child's pose. Give yourself 30 more seconds here. Fingertips engaging in the mat in front of you. Just pull yourself back into tabletop. Think about setting that same foundational base. And let's take the right hand to the middle of the mat so that that right hand can provide our structure. Left hand to our left hip. And we're just going to rotate into this. Don't over rotate so that you create strain in the back. We're trying to lengthen things, right? We're trying to relax things. So as you're rotating here, don't put yourself into tension. Rotate to what's possible without tension. Maybe you can even gaze up towards the ceiling. I'll relax back to a traditional tabletop. So the right hand comes back to its place, and we'll sink our way back into child's pose. And again, as you settle back into child's pose, the goal is complete release, complete relaxation, and maybe the opportunity to kind of experience through some asymmetry, a little bit more space than the first time through. Remember that the way in which we're breathing is impacting the way in which we can be at ease. We'll pull ourselves forward and reconnect with that tabletop. Take the left hand to the center of the mat so that it can provide our structure, right hand to our right hip, and we'll just take that rotation to side two. Not trying to over rotate, not trying to overextend ourselves. Trying to create space within the lateral and posterior chains. Maybe we gaze up. Eventually that right hand returns to the mat, left hand to its side of the mat, and we'll slide back into child's pose. And so as this young boy is struggling through reading this text, this history book, I can't really explain why he did it to this day. He kind of tore the bottom quarter of a page out, wadded it up, put it in his mouth, and he started chewing. Tasted dry, acidic. If he had to describe it today, he'd say it tasted historical. And as he continued to chew that quarter sheet of page 267, he realized something. Somehow, he knew every word, every letter, every bit of punctuation. From the bottom fourth of page 267. And so he ripped the whole page out, wadded it up, and started chewing. Last 15 seconds here. And it feels appropriate for you. Pull ourselves forward into tabletop. We'll extend our legs straight out in front of us into staff. And from that vertical spinal alignment from the leg extension, we'll just tilt our way forward into a little forward fold. And as he continued to chew the paper into a pulp, the entirety of page 267 popped into his awareness. Not like he read it, not like he had seen it, like he knew every word, every detail. He could recite it. He could look it up. If you asked him what the 15th sentence was, he could tell you. And so the rest of his homework became quite difficult than he expected. It wasn't the slog through reading. It was chewing as quickly as possible. Remember that your knees can bend. Remember that your breath is impacting your body's ability to relax here. We'll give ourselves 30 more seconds here. And when you're ready, we'll walk ourselves back into a seat. We're going to grab our blanket or towel and take that to towel length. From towel length, we'll fold that once and then fold that twice, hot dog style. Then we are going to take our ball and place that kind of roughly one head's distance down from the top. So we're looking to find that ball in the middle of our neck. You may end up having to move it, but take your best guess. And the blanket's going to bump up against the sacrum. And then we are just lowering ourselves down on this prop. Key difference here from maybe our standard use of this prop in this position is that we are going to have some cervical spine adjustment as well. So we have a big is probably the wrong word. We have an impactful adjustment at the sacrum, this low back bend. And then we have a neutral spinal column all the way to the cervical spine where we have another impactful adjustment. Arms can fall to cactus or T. Legs here can be extended, they can be bent, the bottoms of the feet can be together. I will just note we are going to do a bottoms of the feet together position coming out of this. So just keep that in mind with your positioning. And settle into something that really allows you to relax. Allows you to relax and is impactful. Kind of the holy grail of restorative yoga, right? So make sure your body feels supported and at ease and with ability to release. And so the struggle of reading, the boredom of reading in this young boy's mind, and it disappears like that. He no longer has reason to read. Tear the page out, consume it, and it's integrated into his being. By the time he's 13 or 14 years old, he's quoting philosophers that essentially no one else has even read. He starts consuming texts from all areas of life, medical reviews, mathematics papers, volumes and volumes of history of philosophy, histories of religions, spiritual texts from all over the globe. Before too long, he knows every language. At least every written one. He knows every moral code. He rises through the ranks of academia. At an unparalleled pace and with unparalleled reverence. Make sure that your sacrum is rooted, connected, that the blanket or towel isn't rotating your spine. We want to be really balanced here. check in. Let's see. Duration and depth of your breath. Just make sure that the duration and depth of breath that you've fallen into is the most ideal, most impactful for you. Give ourselves just 60 more seconds here. It feels appropriate. Bring our knees into a bent position if they're not already there. We'll let the knees fall to one side or the other just so that you can slide that prop out from underneath you. So take that prop out. Let's take the ball out. We'll set that to the side. Let your head come down. Let the entirety of the spine get neutral. Maybe a little lateral movement, so a little rotation, if that feels appropriate for you. Just allow that space to settle in. And then we'll take our blanket and we want this at the same towel length. We're gonna pull the thighs in towards the torso, let the blanket wrap over the ankles, and then just let the bottoms of the feet come together and the knees fall out wide. The blanket should capture that external rotation and support you there. Arms can be here by the side, cactus or T, whatever feels most appropriate for the shoulders. The two areas that we just adjusted are the two areas of focus. So the sacrum and the cervical spine. The sacrum, we want to be really neutral. The only kind of thing to be watching out for there is because we just came out of that low back bend. Sometimes the sacrum can get stuck in that. It's almost like the hips are too close to the torso. You can kind of walk your torso away to help allow for enough room for the lumbar to get back into neutral. The cervical spine, we want to really ensure that the back of the head and kind of the base of the thoracic cervical union are in alignment and more or less kind of neutrally relaxed. At the same time, ideally, we're keeping a natural arch of the cervical spine. So we're not letting the uh, cervical spine collapse into flexion, but we're staying in kind of a neutral extension there. The rest of the body is just at ease. The rest of the body hopefully has some nice space to settle into. As you're cycling through your exhales, see if you can land that lumbar, sacral region. Just a little more intently with each exhale breath. We'll give ourselves just 60 more seconds here. It feels appropriate for you. Let's bring our knees back to neutral. We can take that prop and just set it to the side. Let the kneecaps point towards the ceiling and integrate that hip space. As the knees come to neutral, the lumbar kind of even more intently neutralizes. Just ensure that you're not giving away that cervical spine space. And then we're going to start a little dynamic sway with the knees. Just seeking space. And then the next time that the knees fall to the left, we're going to let them settle there. And we're looking for depth within this rotation to really kind of hammer home the expansion that we offered this sacrum area. So you have a couple of choices. You have plenty of choices. Choice number one is exactly where you are. The knees fall. You could also take the propping and place it between the knees to give a little bit more support to the hips. You could take that left ankle and place it on top of the right thigh. Pins down and gives a little more lateral expansion. You can also take this right ankle across the body, putting the bottom of the right foot down and letting that right knee point towards the ceiling. Choose the positioning that feels most ideal for you. Choose the propping that most benefits you. So prop can come underneath that lateral edge of the left thigh. It can come in between the medial edges of the thigh. And settle into a conscious cycle of breath that allows for expansion. And so as this young boy grows up, as he consumes more and more knowledge, as he integrates more and more knowledge, as he becomes an expert in more and more fields, he's consulted on all kinds of rare, unique, challenging areas of academia. Areas of within the medical field. He starts piecing puzzles together that no one had ever really seen. And he starts to develop quite a bit of fame. He starts traveling around the world, doing these huge open seminars where people can come ask him anything. And he will recite back an answer from the most relevant, most perfect text, obscure and unique, but always poignant and impactful. He can do this all over the world because he knows so many languages. And everywhere he goes, people are mesmerized. It's mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing for someone to have all the answers. And it feels appropriate for you. Let's bring our knees back to neutral. And as we get back into that neutral space, we want to ensure that we get the weight distribution to rebalance. And then let the knees fall over to the second side. And once again, make that appropriate choice for you. What is the position, the settle in the position you can settle into that maximizes the benefit of your twist? That's the riddle we're trying to solve. As he travels around the world, he gets questions that range from kind of useless trivia. What's the 10,000th word in Mark Z. Danielewski's House of Leaves, to very specific advice about, huge family dynamic problems or huge medical problems that people have been dealing with. And no matter what's asked, he just pulls the most relevant piece of information and recites it back to the question asker. And people are always mesmerized by his answers. They show up knowing what they're going to get. And yet, seeing him do it is truly unbelievable. One day he's at this huge, massive open hall convention somewhere in the Midwest of the United States. This very old man gets in line. He waits for all these questions to be asked, and it's the full range from trivial to personal impact and impactful. When the old man finally makes his way through the line and up to the microphone, he asks the question, how do I lost my wife of 67 years. How do I live? How do I continue to experience through all of this grief? And very quickly, this man recites a line from a book on grief. When it feels appropriate, we'll bring our knees back to neutral. Let your body just settle in here. Maybe a little dynamic sway to just bring some awareness back. And then eventually we'll come to a position where we can be still. And ask yourself if your body needs anything. If your body could benefit from anything prior to Shavasana. If it can, offer that now. If you have everything you need, if you're ready for your stillness, let's drop into that. And so this old man looks back after he's done reciting this line, kind of shakes his head. and then the whole place goes quiet. with the entirety of this huge auditorium in silence. The old man says into the microphone, "That sounds a lot like something that someone else experienced." And he leaves. And this man who has taken in every piece of information ever feels something shift within him. We'll start to bring some movement into our fingers and our toes. Up into your wrists and your ankles. Up into your elbows. And your shoulders. Up into your knees. And your hips. Up through your head and your neck. Eventually, the entirety of your body can move, and we'll utilize that movement to transition from the shapes we are in back into a seat. In this seated space, let your spine get tall, let your breath get fluid, and let your eyes close. And we'll inhale our hands together, heart center. Over the course of the next 7 days, can you feel what this man who knew everything felt? But struggle is not the thing that keeps us from wisdom. It's the thing that gives wisdom the ability to stand up. See how that impacts your experience. Thank you so much for being a part of this morning's practice and for being you. Namaste. Happy Sunday, guys. Appreciate the heck out of you. Thanks for being here. I'll be back tomorrow night. If you want to move, we'll do this again next Sunday. Love the heck out of you. Mwah. Heck yeah. Nice to see you, Rob.